How's she going, boys? Mike here. Welcome back to Grampie's workshop for another project in the barn. We're working on the tractor today. Kind of a big job. To make a long story short, I have to get new rims or wheels for my tractor. Or at least one of them was bad. It was rusted really bad and I was afraid it was going to fail on me this winter. So I decided I should replace it. And I didn't want to just replace one side because I figured if that side is rotten, then the other one is probably going to be rotten too. So we'll change both sides. I had calcium chloride in my wheels as ballast, and that's what was making the rims or wheels rust, I'm pretty sure. So anyways, what I did was I ended up searching out or sourcing out a supplier for tires. The tires were 26 by 12 and the rims were 12 by 10.5. 5-bolt hole pattern with a neutral offset, I think they call it. Anyhow, I found a source for those eventually in Halifax and I bought them, and I have to say here, they were Kubota wheels. Yeah, Kubota wheels. I've been wearing this orange coat here for so long, I just ended up buying Kubota wheels. But they were the best price, I must say. I bought them in Halifax in the city, and I was getting some prices like $500 a side to do wheels and rims. $500 a side, that's $1,000 because I got two sides. And I wasn't prepared to pay $1,000, but anyway, I got this deal. It's not a deal, it's just what their regular price is for wheels and rims at the Halifax Kubota dealer, and they were $185 a side, so couldn't pass that one up, so I bought them. So we're going to take the old wheels and rims off the tractor, put the new wheels and rims and tires on the tractor, and then we're going to load them with windshield washer fluid. So big job, big project, and the only way I know to get jobs like this done is to get started, so let's go. Not sure how good you can see here, but there's my left rear wheel and tire, and you see it's just pretty rusty. I cleaned a bunch of the rust off, but like the bead that's what I'm concerned with. It may last another 10 years, but it might only last another 10 minutes, so that's why I'm going to change them. And look at how red that orange wheel looks, if I get the light on it just right. Anyway, those are the ones I'm going to be putting on. So here I am going to take my wheel off, and I'm just tasting. I can see moisture down here. I don't know whether you can see that in the picture or not. But when I taste that, I can taste the calcium chloride. So it's leaking around the bead already, right? So I think this wheel is ready to come off. So here we go. I'm wearing an old pair of Vigo gloves. They work some good, folks. Anyway, just wiggle this guy out. So we're going to move this one out of the way. And there's the new one. It's a kind of a different V pattern on it. This is a little bit more aggressive. The bars are narrower. I think it's probably not as good as tire as that, just because of the amount of money you paid for it. But it's a 4-ply rated, same as the other one. It's tubeless, nylon tubeless. The only thing I don't like about these, they're orange. But anyway, I'll get over that. So let's see if we can get this wiggle back in here. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to put my ballast down at the top because that's where I need it to fill my tires. And let this down. Do the same on the other side, and then we'll have both tires on, both wheels on, ready to fill them up. So there they are. I got both sides on. And you know what I'm thinking? From a distance, especially if I get my chains and my cross bungee cords on there to hold the chains on, you'll hardly notice that orange wheel. When I measured these wheels, they were about 3/4 of an inch bigger in circumference. So that may present a problem when I'm in four-wheel drive, because these front tires with the R4 grips on them were matched with the R4 tires on the back. Now I don't have R4 tires in the back. But over the winter I don't expect that to be too bad. I've been four-wheel drive most all the time in the winter. So if I notice that these front wheels are slipping or pushing or sliding or whatever because of maybe different speeds, different road speeds, then I guess what I'll have to do is bite the bullet and buy new wheels and tires, or new tires at least, for the front. But anyhow, that's it. They're on the back and they're orange. But they were a good price. Okay, we're trying to put windshield washer antifreeze in the tires on my tractor for ballast. I've got one of those battery operated pumps that works so good with everything, you know, like they'll pump everything from blood to water. Well, I'm having a hard time getting it to pump, but it doesn't make a lot of pressure. But anyways, after about 14 failed attempts at other apparatus, I ended up with this cobbled together system. And it is putting fluid in the tire, but I don't know, winter might be over by the time I'm finished. So I switched over to another jug, and I don't know if you can see there, but I got a few leaks, and that makes a world of difference from the amount of volume that you pump, as far as I can determine. But anyway, we are pumping in. The level's going down slowly. That's the 3rd gallon going in now, and it's been about 15 minutes. So all we can do is sit and watch. So I'm going to try and describe what I have here for a setup. First of all, I put my valve at the very top on the tractor, the valve stem, and took the valve stem core out of it, let all the air out of it. And then this right here, the silver fitting, that's a fitting that I bought on Amazon to adapt to a valve, adapts a garden hose to a valve stem. And there's also a burping button on it here, because as you know, as you're pumping water into the tire, there's no place for the air to go, so the air just builds up in there. The pump is just one of those battery operated pumps that you buy at Canadian Tire. This one is not working too bad, but anyways. And then I had to gear up this kind of a fitting to go on the end of the line here, but I did, and it works pretty good. Now what happens is, as you're pumping the fluid in, it's building up air pressure. So when I shut the pump off, the air that's built up in the tire will push back out, back through the pump, and that's what it's doing now. And you can see it gurgling, and you can probably hear it too. Anyway, that'll gurgle there for a little bit. And what you have to do is you have to, well, I've found, like I'm talking like I'm an expert, this is only my 4th gallon I'm putting in here ever in my life. But what I find is about 2 burps, maybe 3 burps per jug. Because if it builds up so much pressure, this poor little pump can't overcome the pressure and you won't be pumping fluid in. So you just watch it until these bubbles kind of let up a little. Or you can also push the button on here to burp it. And there's still air coming out of that. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but the bubbles are pretty well subsided, so then you start the pump again. But this is pumping like a very little amount of fluid. But at any rate, at least it's pumping. And you can hear it going into the tire. So this is my 4th gallon, and I think these tires are going to take about 10 gallons. According to what you find on the internet, it's a 26 by 12, and they say they'll take 10 gallons. What I want to do is fill it up to a level that's even with this valve stem. They say that's about 3/4 full. And the way you can tell that is, once you get her full, when you roll the tire one way or the other, the fluid will come out the valve stem, because ideally there's going to be no air in this when I check the level. But then after I finish filling it up with fluid, then what I'll do is I'll put air in it until it comes up to 20 pounds. So anyway, that's about all I know about that. The tube is full now, and I don't know whether that's a good sign or not. And it's hard to tell if there's fluid flowing in that or not. So you can watch the level. The level's not going down very much, and the pump is laboring, so we'll burp it again. I've got a lot of leaks in this system, and that's because I had to kind of cobble together a bunch of different pieces and parts and tried in order to try to get her to be halfway decent. But anyway, that's what we're up to. And this is my 10th gallon going into the tire. So if we can just get that little amount that's left in there, we can get that in. You'll be laughing. Come on, baby, you can do it. I guess that's it, sports fans. That's all she wrote. I'll take this off here. So there's that much left in the jug. Not enough, I don't think, to worry about. So let's see how full we are now. So just about there. So we could probably get, I'm guessing, another gallon in it. So what I'll do is, I think I have 2 extra gallons that I just bought for the car. So I'll run those in. But in the meantime, we're going to just block that off for now, and until I get the other jug geared up, and we'll finish this job in a sec. Okay, so this is the tail end of the 11th gallon, and I think she's full of up to there, so I think 11 gallons is what it's going to take. So let's just finish this off. So we're going to take this off. Okay, let's see how full she is. Right there. So that's as full as we can get it. 11 gallons, that's what's going in each side. Now I bought 20 gallons. Plus, or 24 litre jugs, plus I had 2 in the shed there, so we're good. I got enough. How about that? So now I'm going to put the little valve core back in the valve stem. I like to put 20 pounds in them, so that's what I'm going to put in. $16. 20. So that's that. I'm going to let the tractor down now, just see how it sags on the wheel, on the tire. It sits on that pretty good, I'd say. Alright, filling tires on your tractor. Can you do that project at home? Yes, you can. It's an easy project. But I ended up using these little battery operated wand pumps here. You can get them at Canadian Tire, lots of different places. Princess Auto too, probably. Anyway, this worked good. I definitely would invest in one of these fittings to adapt whatever you have for a hose to the valve stem on your tractor. The good thing about that, it has a little bleeder valve on it. So I definitely would get one of those. But as far as the pump goes, just about any kind of pump. You look on YouTube videos, search filling your own tires with ballast, and you'll see lots of different options for filling your tires. But at any rate, I got mine filled eventually. I started this morning at let's see, 20 after 9 to fill this on the right side, and about about quarter to 11 I was finished. So what's that, an hour and 45 minutes to fill a tire? So it's not a quick process, but it can be done. So if you want, or if you're thinking of putting ballast in your tractor tires, you can go on the internet and find out how many gallons you need for each tire. You can go out and get the antifreeze for that, or if you want something else, rim guard, beet juice, even calcium chloride, although I wouldn't suggest that unless you had tubes. But you can fill your tires at home. So, I hope you liked the video. I hope it gave you some ideas about what you can do for filling your own tires on your tractor. I'd like you to click like if you enjoyed the video. Click subscribe if you haven't done so already. And feel free to drop back anytime to Grampie's Workshop to view any of my videos. And if you view them, click like. Okay. Have a good one, folks. We'll talk to you.